23-8 record, and he gets taken down real quick here. Our official for tonight, by the way, is Vince Schroeder, and they go out of bounds and they come back to the middle. We have three times during the day, during the match. We have 3 2-minute periods that they get to wrestle, unless a fall occurs before that happens. We have 1:47 left in this match, and it's 2-0. And Dorie's on the bottom, and he needs to get an escape or reversal, get some points. The ultimate challenge for these guys is to get a fall, which adds 16 points to the team score. The last time these two teams met was in last year's regional at Milan, by the way, and they did meet in the finals of the regional, and Madison won that meet by a score of 52-19 to advance to their second semi-state. Dorie did a great move there and made a reversal, and he stopped the score up with 1:25 to go at 2-2. He's got the legs in. Dorie's learned the legs a lot this year, which is a good move to tie up a guy from trying to escape or anything. Referee stops it for a potentially dangerous move here.
And he brought him down pretty hard when he brought him down.
Yeah, and sometimes you get penalized for that if you don't show any consideration for returning the mat to the guy to the mat safely, and that's called a slam, and it usually costs you a point. And if it's serious enough, you can lose the match by default.
So good sportsmanship.
That's the main ingredient here, and it's one of the few sports you ever see that I know where they shake their hands before the match begins and shake the hands after the match is over. Dorie's riding him out with his legs. He's trying to get the pinning combination in here. He's got a half Nelson in on top, but this boy's pretty strong. Dorie's working it over, trying to get over. We've got 55 seconds left. The score is 2-2 in the first period. Coach Spooner and Coach Black are on the side of the mat yelling encouragement. And we've got our cheerleaders out here today. We've got a real fine crowd. I've seen some of my old wrestling parents back in the crowd here, so it's great to see them come out here and urge the Cubs on to victory. This is the first time we've wrestled Franklin County in a dual match per se for a regular season. And after we beat them so bad in the regional last year, they came up and wanted to wrestle us because they didn't know anything about us, and they wanted to be able to have a tape on us or what have you in case they meet us again in the regional. So we made them come here for our senior night, and so
they're getting a taste.
They're getting a taste. Hopefully we can pull through. They're tough. They're a tough squad. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 kids coming back that placed in the regional last year. One of them went on the semi-state now. That one I need to talk about a little bit, 152 pounds, Tecumseh Hatfield. He's a senior in 24-2, but he's a gift to Franklin County because he wrestled for Connersville the last 3 years. And he just moved over this year, so they're receiving the benefits of old Tecumseh coming over from Connersville. Okay, the Franklin County boy, Gesell, gets a reversal and takes the lead with 16 seconds to go, 4-2 here. Dorie's coming out of it, and he gets a reversal right back, making a 4-4, 8 seconds to go. It's looking like a real good match here. Dorie's keeping control of him. The official Schroeder is right on top of it, watching for safety. And at the end of the first period, we have a 4-4 score.
You know, it amazes me the actual absolute physical condition you have to be in to wrestle.
It goes 6 minutes if you don't get a fall in wrestling, and it's one of the toughest 6 minutes you've ever gone through. I always thought, I'm kind of biased being an ex-wrestling coach, but swimming and wrestling have to be two of the hardest sports as far as being in condition for pushing that water. You might think it's fun, but it's got to be hard in swimming. And going 6 minutes on a wrestling mat is tough, and you just can't imagine how tough it is sometimes. I'm sure a lot of us have wrestled on the rugs back at home, so you know how fast you get tired here. And these guys, they do it 5 times a day on Saturday, so you know they got to be in some shape by the time they get out there. Dorie started this period down in the second, and he's trying to get an escape. The other, Brent Gesell from Franklin County, is riding pretty tough. And we got a real good match here to start out. We need to get these early ones because looking down the weights here, Franklin County's got some real tough wrestlers coming up in the middle and heavier weight classes. We got a 4-4 score here, a minute and 25 seconds to go in the second period.
What is actually a fall?
A fall is when you expose your opponent's shoulder blades to the mat, touching the mat, for 2 seconds. And it's 1,001, 1,002, and sometimes, of course, a wrestling referee has it pretty tough because he has to make a lot of judgment calls and a lot of problems as far as maybe a little blood. Ever since the AIDS virus, we've had to carefully watch out blood.
What's your special touch? Fountain of Flowers is located on Michigan Road on Madison's Hilltop, or you can call 273-6100. That's 273-6100. Oh yeah, while you're there, you better pick up a bouquet today. You know, to make up for last year.
You're listening to another sports exclusive on your station for sports, WORX, Madison.
Hey, we're still here in the second period of this 103-pound match between Dorie Haywood of Madison and Brent Gesell of Franklin County. Something I need to point out about Dorie, we tell Dorie to go home and have a lot of milkshakes every day because I still don't think he's broken 100 pounds yet. He wrestled junior high real light, and I know he was 93 earlier this year, but he's one gutsy performer. He's got a lot of grit, and he gets himself psyched up pretty good, and he's going to be good. He's only a sophomore. He's got 2 more years to go, and he'll probably wrestle 103 pounds all 4 years. And we're real happy to have him because he is a heck of an athlete. He did some swimming earlier and during junior high times, and that helped him get his balance and everything. He's a gutsy kid, and he gives you everything he's got.
So this match is still tied up at 4-4 with 20 seconds left in this period, and there will be 3 periods each.
3 periods unless a fall occurs before then, and then, of course, like I said, a fall occurs when you expose your opponent's back for 2 full seconds on the mat, touching the mat with your shoulder blades. Now, you get points for exposing his back once they break the 45-minute plane. If you hold him for less than 5 seconds, it's 2 points, and more than 5 seconds, it's 3 points. And that's what's called near fall points, because you're almost getting a pin, but you're not getting it. All right, it doesn't look like Dorie's going to be able to get out of this second period here. The kid was able to ride him the whole time, and the score is going to end up after the second period 4-4. And it's going to be a tough one. Whoever gets the points this period, I don't know who has choice. It looks like Franklin County has choice, and he's taken down, which is called a defensive position. And that's your best opportunity or best place to get some points here, because all you got to do is get an escape or reversal. And the opponent, he's got to turn you on his back to be able to get any points. We don't have as much yelling as me and Jeff had last year at the regional. We had 2 matches going on last year, and we could hardly even hear ourselves here. But a little quieter here, and we're a little bit more removed from where we were last year, and so we can hear ourselves think here. Dorie's on top. He's riding tough. He's got the legs in. He's trying to get the kid exposed to his back. This kid's not there for a freshman. He has a 17-10 record for Franklin County. And Franklin does wrestle some awful tough competition there in the prestigious Connersville Invitational during the holiday break, and they do real good there. They wrestle Evansville schools, and like I said, they have a program. And you know, people worry about Kenny's going to leave. Will wrestling at Madison stay good? If you got a program going, if you got the feeder system going, we have Ray Black down there, the director of the board, Matt Lywhite Boys and Girls Club, does a tremendous job. Him and the staff getting the elementary people ready. Then Steve Mitchell and Robert Black, they're my junior high coaches over at the junior high. They do a tremendous job there. They've gone undefeated the last 3 or 4 years in a row. And so that's what's helped our program here. And, you know, the program helps in getting the fundamentals down when you come. Okay, we have another injury timeout here for Franklin County. And so we are going to take a break here, and you're tuned in to WRX 96.7, and we'll be back here with the finish of the 3rd period for the 103-pound weight class.
Those who forgot Valentine's Day last year, raise your hand. Now... Madison's Hilltop, or you can call 273-6100. That's 273.
For this wrestling match on WORX, brought to you by Fountain of Flowers. And Carl, we've had 2 injury timeouts in just the first bout here. Is that very typical?
Yeah, Bill, that's kind of typical. As I was trying to point out before we were for our first break, blood's been a big thing nowadays in sports, as you all know. In basketball, they got to change uniforms. They got to blood on it. Here in wrestling, you have to wear your gloves. The coaches got to clean the mat up with disinfectant, because bloody noses is a common thing in wrestling. That particular injury was a Franklin County boy. Dorie has the legs in, was trying to use what we call an arm bar, where he's got the arm encircled with his arm, and he's trying to pry it over so he can get his back points exposed to the bank. And it just went a little bit too far, and the referee called potentially dangerous, and the boy was a little sore, so they broke it up and give him some time there. And there's another potentially dangerous call when the referee puts his hand behind his head. That means he's calling potentially dangerous. He's stopping it before an injury would occur and before a penalty has. So he's helping the offensive wrestler, in this case Franklin County, because he doesn't want him to get hurt, and he's also helping Dorie out because he doesn't let Dorie go so far to the point where he has to call penalty point. So it's still 4-4 here with 33 seconds left to go in the period. Dorie's doing his best not to let the boys score any points, and that way they'll go in overtime period, which is a 2-minute overtime period, and the first takedown wins it. What's up for grabs here is three team points, and you got a chance of getting 3 points, 4 points, 5 points, or 6 points, depending on what your strategy is or what your victory margin is. A pin is 6 points, and is given a point to Franklin County there for a legal hold by Dorie. Called a full Nelson, looks like, when Dorie was trying to switch arms on the left and right, and it looked like he touched both arms on the leg. Got 11 seconds to go. Dorie's down 5-4, and he's using the opposite start. And had a false start there, and they had to go back to the middle again and start again. Dorie gets a caution for putting the hand on the back and then letting go. Referee's going over to clear it up with Coach Ray Black and Coach Ken Bruner, and trying to straighten out the possible infraction here and explaining to the coaches what he thought went wrong. And there's just a warning there. It might cost a point, though, because I think Dorie's been warned before, so we're going to see what happens here.
We just 11.5 seconds, 11 seconds left. He's putting time back on the clock.
That could be a possibility, yes.
So now we're at 11 seconds with Franklin County having 5 and Dorie having 4.
Right, Dorie Haywood, we really can't afford to lose this, but that penalty point's going to hurt us, and Dorie just put in what's called a half Nelson, and you're not a full Nelson, you're not allowed to do that. All right, Dorie's going, trying to get the takedown, but Franklin County kid, he's an experienced wrestler. He's been in a little league program too, and Franklin County wins with a score of 6-4. He must have got a penalty point for that caution warning there, and Franklin County wins the first 103-pound match of the night. Brent Gesell of Franklin County moves his record up to 18-10. Dorie Haywood drops down to 23-9, and Franklin County takes a 3-0 lead after the first weight pound class.
And then we move right away into the next weight class.
Right, and we had a forfeit by Madison. Randy Full, a sophomore with a 10-12 record for Franklin County, picks up a forfeit win, which is 6 points, because Kyle Woodfield, our 112-pounder, had a appendicitis the other day and had operation, so he's not able to wrestle, and we do not have another 112-pounder.
Well, Kyle, we wish you the best. Hope you feel better.
He weighed in tonight, but he's not released to wrestle yet. So our third match of the night is 119 pounds, and we have a sophomore by the name of Josh Marshall wrestling from Madison. He has a 15-12 record against a freshman from Franklin County, Travis Singer, who has a 4-9 record. It might look like Josh has a definite advantage here, but as I pointed out to you on our Madison program, these guys from Franklin County have been wrestling since 3rd grade in elementary. Most of them have gone AAU and Little League wrestling all summer long, and so even though they're freshmen, they do know what they're doing. They have the fundamentals down. Josh, on the other hand, wrestled in 7th grade and played basketball his 8th and 9th grade years. And so he come back to wrestling this year, and he's doing a real good job for us. We're real pleased with his work ethic, and I'm real pleased to see him. Now, of course, his dad, Ron Marshall, was one of the first Madison wrestlers we had when our program started back in the early 60s, 61, 62. Josh gets the first takedown here with 50 seconds left to go in the first period of wrestling, and he has a 2-0 lead against Travis Singer of Franklin County.
Trying to take him out of bounds, I believe?
Well, he doesn't want to take him out of bounds. It looks like Franklin County's trying to go out of bounds so he can get a fresh start there on a down position and back in the middle of the mat there. But as you notice, Josh circled him around and got him back inside here, and he's controlling him here with 32 seconds left to go.
And you know, this is a lot like if you were at home wrestling and you're always looking to get that best advantage. That's really what this is, of course, with a lot more technique.
Right, you tie up the arms, you tie up the legs, you put your weight on them, you keep your weight on them, and you keep on flinging them around and using your shoulders and using your body to control the wrestler. Here with 10 seconds to go, Josh Marshall from Madison has a 2-0 lead. and looks like he's going to take that into the second period. And he's doing a real good job controlling the guy. As I said, Travis from Franklin County only has a 4-9 record, so we should win this one. But right at the moment, we have a 9-0 team score, Franklin County in the lead here.
And Travis seemed to have control of that match pretty well through almost all of it.
No, Ron's our guy. Travis is their guy.
Oh. We don't want to get mixed up.
I can understand how you can,
I'm looking at the wrong sheet. Of course, they don't wear numbers. That makes it hard.
No, they don't wear numbers. They just have that black and blue uniforms out there, so it's difficult. Madison has a little paw on their suits, but you really, unless you know and been in the program, going to the wrestling practice 3-4 days a week like I do, you wouldn't know who they are if you didn't have a program, and they didn't make any program for tonight. Right. Josh has got the guy on the back with a cradle, and the referee's calling near fall points and looking for a pin here. Josh is down there, got to put his weight on him, and we got plenty of time left. So what we can tell the boy right here, just settle down a little bit, because it's awful hard for that kid to keep that weight off him for a 2-minute period to keep his back off the mat there. And so everybody's yelling and clapping, and we get the pin with 1:09 left to go in the second period. So it's 2-minute 51-second pin, and Josh Marshall gives Madison 16 points and makes the score now 9-6. And a real great
gymnasium in this wrestling match, and now we move now to the next weight class.
125 pounds, and this is one of our premier wrestlers, Derik Black, assistant coach Ray Black's son. He's 29-0. He is the all-time leader as far as near falls is concerned. He needs 5 more to set a record for the whole team. He's a third in the list as far as all-time records concerned, and should come in be second behind Dustin before the season's over. So Derik's done an excellent job. He's a 2-time Hoosier Hill Conference champ. He should win his 3rd sectional this year. So we're real happy with Derik, and he's going for his 2nd undefeated regular season here if he can complete the season today and this coming Saturday with wins. And that's a real accomplishment, because he'll have 35 matches, and not to lose any of those for the whole season, having to make weight, and with all the flu going around, and watching your weight, and watching injuries, and practicing hard every day. You know, all those little variables that can go wrong, he was able to work through them, and he's doing well. And he's being looked at by a lot of colleges. Had a couple college coaches come down, which is a first in a long time for Madison, sit in the stands and watch Dustin, Tom Cope, and Derik Black wrestle.
And to be 29-0 is to me amazing.
Right. He's done a great job all 4 years he's been here. He's a 2-time conference runner-up, 2-time champion. Went to the state as a sophomore. So his dad wrestled. He gets it honest, but even his dad is 10 times better than his dad ever was. Good time. We got 15 seconds. Still hasn't no score here. And Derik is not able to get control here. Now he's working on it. I would say he has control, but the referee still hasn't given it to him. And it looks like we're going to finish this first period with a 0-0 score. And that's not unusual with Derik, because Derik is a leg man, and you don't score very many points with legs, but you do control the match. And had the captains at the beginning of the match, if you saw them, and that way they decided choice on the second period. Derik had choice second period, and he deferred. So that means he'll have choice third period. Okay. All right, they're starting up again in the second period here. Still 0-0. Derik takes a shot into the single leg, and they trying to get it dumped, not able to get it. This kid's not bad. This kid he's wrestling is by the name of Heath Manis. He's a junior, has a 16-12 record, and he also is qualified for regional last year. Derik picks up his takedown there. It has 2-0 lead here with 1:30 to go in the second period. Immediately goes to put the legs in. Derik beat this boy 10-0 last year in the regional. And so Derik has wrestled him before, and I'm sure they met during the summertime.
I would say this Franklin County wrestler's out to get something back, maybe.
He's trying, but you're going to have a hard time scoring against Derik once he gets those legs in. You get control of it. He's working to expose the boys back now here to get some back points. Derik has 57 pins this year, and that's 57 pins in his career, and he's second or third behind Dustin and Tom as far as pins concerned. So I don't want to lead people wrong in saying he's not a pinner, but most of the time he just gets points. And like I said, he's an all-time leader in technical falls, which means you win by 15 or more points. And they stop the match then. All right, he's got the guy on his back. He's going for a pin, and he's got a heck of a hole there. It's called a double arm bar. And had him sit out there, let him off his back there. He got 3 near fall points, but the referee doesn't give it yet because he still has the same hold. Now the kid's back on his back. Looks like he's going for the pin.
Well, I tell you what, Derik has really got him.
Derik got him. He's stretching those arms out, and that kid's fighting off. You know, if he's able to do it, he's got 15 seconds to go. It's going to be a real surprise because Derik really knows how to work those arms and legs. And of course, this kid's been a junior. He's wrestled as regional last year. There's a pin with 6 seconds to go. Okay, Derik, and that brings us up to a 12-9 score. Madison in the lead here at the 125. Our problem is going to be is that we give up another forfeit here, and so they're going to pick up 6 more points. Now,
lilies, even planters. Add balloons for an extra special touch. Fountain of Flowers is located on Michigan Road on Madison Hilltop, or you can call 273-6100. That's 273-6100. Oh yeah, while you're there, you better pick up a bouquet today. You know, to make up for last year.
Back here at Connor K. Som Gymnasium for tonight's Madison wrestling match. Here is Carl Shaw with the call.
Okay, we're in that 135-pound weight class, and we have Tom Cope, another one of our outstanding seniors, with a 27-2 record. And his 2 losses were to the same individual, Robert Rossbottom of Jeffersonville. Tom's in a match here, and he's an excellent takedown artist. That's why I pointed out earlier that he is going for the all-time career and season takedown leadership from John Turner, who happens to hold both of those. He presently has picked up 2 this match, so he has 76 for the season. John Turner has 95, so Tom has a real good chance of taking the season takedown lead. And takedown against that initial start, getting 2 points. He leads this match here with 55 seconds to go, 4-2. He's given up 2 takedowns and given up 2 escapes. So Tom's in control of the match. He knows what he's doing. He's a senior. He's also one of our all-time leaders as far as records concerned. He's a 2-time sectional champ, and so he's done a great job. Wrestled a great deal this summer. Is committed. And he's got that right little nasty attitude I like for a wrestler who, he doesn't say, I can't be beat. I don't care if it's going against Dan Gable, and the great Iowa wrestler. He feels that he can beat him on a given day because that's just a mindset he has, and that's terrific for a wrestler. That's what you need.
He's showing it here with a lead of 6-2.
Right, he's doing a great job. Just got back points there with 9 seconds to go in the first period, and he seems to be in control of this match, and we need to get a pin here because Franklin County, with that forfeit at 130 pounds, leads 15-12, and they have the lead right now. Tom, by the way, is going against a freshman by the name of Derik Orschell, who has an 8-15 record. So you would think Tom is going to get the job done, and he is. He's leading 6-2 here, and they start in neutral position again in the second period. The wrestler has a choice in the second period and third periods whether they want neutral, which is standing, down, which is mean you're on the bottom, or top, which is mean you're down on the bottom, but you're on top of the bottom. So Tom makes another takedown here. He now has 3 for the match, and he leads 8-2 with 1 minute and 35 seconds to go. I think Franklin County realizes they're overmatched here. They're putting a freshman against a senior and one of our outstanding seniors, and so they're just hoping that this boy doesn't get pinned. So they can save three team points, and of course we want Tom to get the job done and go for that pin because we need the points here.
Right. What's the advantage of a neutral start as opposed to the?
Well, like Tom is an excellent takedown man, so if you're good on your feet and get the takedown, that you're going to get the 2 points, and the other guy's going to get nothing.
Okay, so you take what you're best at.
You take what you're best at, and that's what the more and more this folk style high school wrestling, which is called, is going more to the freestyle Olympic going, and the Olympics reward takedowns and on your feet. Matter of fact, in the Olympics and their freestyle wrestling, if there's no action on the mat when you're both down on the mat, after 10 seconds they stop you and put you both back on your feet again. And we have another timeout injury here. Tom's had a sore back all year long, and I think that's what they're checking into right now here with 1 minute and 6 seconds left to go in the second period.
And so while we had a little injury timeout, we'll be back with more from Conner K-Som Gymnasium on Works 96.7 FM WORX.
Ah, those who forgot Valentine's, carnations, lilies, even planters. Add balloons for an extra special touch. Fountain of Flowers is located on Michigan Road on Madison's Hilltop, or you can call 273-6100. That's 273-6100. Oh yeah, while you're there, you better pick up a bouquet today. You know, to make up for last year.
Okay, we're back at Conner K-Som Gym and match, and Tom Cope is just taking his wrestler down for another takedown, leading 10-3 here with 40 seconds to go in the second period. Had a little stretching had to do to get his injury gone. I think he might have had a little cramp or something, but he's back, and he threw the guy down real forcefully and doing a good job looking for back points here. The kid's back up. He gets a 2-point near fall and now leads 12-3. What you have to be a little weary of when you get one of these type of matches, you need to watch that you don't win the match by 15 points or more, because then you only get a technical fall and only 5 points, and you lose that 1 point you could have got if you could have pinned the wrestler. And sometimes I've seen teams lose 31-30, so every point counts. All right, Tom's put the guy on his back, but I'm sure old Coach Wee Wee over there has told his wrestler to stay off his back, because he knows it's going to come down to pin points and back points here, and as far as the team outcome is concerned.
So Tom now has to be concerned about getting too many points.
Right. He has to put the guy on his back and go for the pin instead of takedowns and stuff like that. We're starting our third period here with Tom Cove of Madison against Derik Orschell of Franklin County, and Tom leads 12-3, and he's going for a front headlock series, and he rolls him into a cradle, puts him right to his back, and he scored a takedown. Now he's picking up near 4 points. He's going for the pin, and knowing Tom, he should lock it in, and referee Vince Schroeder's down on the mat there looking closely to see if those shoulders are down. Sometimes you wonder what a referee's looking at and what's taking so long, and it seems like he's 6 inches into the mat and should be pinned, but I guess there's a gap down there, and he's closer than we are, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's really getting into it.
Oh, yeah, he's right down in there, and he just his job is to give everybody a fair shot, and Tom's got a real good body control on him, got his legs all over him. It looks like he's able to keep his shoulders up, and got 57 seconds left in this period. The score is 14-3, and the kid is working his way out. He's able to get off his back. This kid is a gamer. Derik Orschell for Franklin County, and Tom picks up 3 points, and now 17-3. Any more points by Tom without, and we got a potentially dangerous call here with 39 seconds to go.
So Tom's at that 14-point.
He's got a 14-point lead. Any more points by him without Franklin County getting any points is going to be called. The match is going to be stopped, and Madison will get 15 points, and Tom will get a technical fall. So we're giving him a point for escape by using the optional start, and hopes that we can get a fall here. We will get 14 points because we're leading by 12 points or more. 4 points for 12 points or more, 5 points for 3 points or more. Tom's going right to the back again. He gets another takedown, and he's got to get the fall this time because he's got the near fall point. He's going to get a 5-point win no matter what, and
10 seconds to do it.
10 seconds to go. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. The kid's fighting off, and you can see Steve Wee Wee, the coach of Franklin County, telling the kid just stay right there. And I know that's what the kid was told to do, not to give him that pinpoint.
Yep.
And Tom Cope wins 22-4 here in the 135-pound weight class and moves his record up to 28-2. And so that now makes the score 15 for Franklin County and 17 for Madison going into the 140-pound weight class.
The Madison wrestlers seem pretty psyched up for this match. Franklin County seems a little more subdued.
Well, this is probably... Well, they wrestled last night, so they might be a little tired. Their JV's wrestling. This is probably one of the better crowds we've had here. It is senior night. We do have a lot of tradition, and we realize we're going to get a tough team here. And Coach Black and Coach Bruner do a tremendous job of motivating the kids and getting them ready to go. Here we're at 140 pounds, and we have a new Hoosier Hills Conference champion in sophomore Jason McAfee wrestling. He has a 19-4 record, and he's going against, from Franklin County, a junior with a 23-5 record, Aaron Lambert. Aaron was in the regional last year as an individual qualifier, so this is no slouch, and Jason will have his hands full here. Jason is a great technician. He knows his moves and everything. Just sometimes he's not able to get him, and he's had a lot of trouble this year with sickness. He's a football player, and he came in injury from football. Took a while to recuperate and get back from that, and then he got another symptom that's very common in wrestling called the cauliflower ear, and that put him behind practice for a while like that. So he's a little out of shape right here, even though he did win the conference Saturday. So we're hoping he's turning things around here. He's also an excellent freestyle wrestler and does a lot during the summer. So he's good on his feet, and so he's trying to get a takedown here. He's only a sophomore, so he's going to be the team leader in the future years of Madison, and being a conference champ this year really helped out. He's in trouble right here with this Aaron Lambert, and so he's able to come back at it and takes a throw down. He got the kid on his back. He hasn't got any points yet, but did get the takedown. Here comes near fall count by the referee, and he's able to get 2 points, so he has a 4-0 lead here with 18 seconds left to go in his first period. Nice job by Jason. He was able to counter the other. He looked like he was in trouble, and he was able to counter Lambert's attempt for a takedown. Was able to take the throw into himself, and with 10 seconds to go in his first period, he leads 4-0.
You really have to take advantage of every situation in each match.
Wrestling is a combination of technique, strength, and balance. Able to turn his balance into your advantage. In other words, get him going one way and then shifting real quick and using his balance to your advantage, and that's exactly what Jason did that time. He pushed into the kid and was able to take him down. And it looks like we're going to get a point here for Franklin County for an escape, and we have a 4-1 score here at the end of the first period going into the second period. Franklin County has choice. They take down, and so that means he'll be down on his knees there. Jason will be on top trying to control him and not give him any points. Starting the second period, 2 minutes to go, score here 4-1 in the 140-pound weight class.
Now, you really have to be athletically sound to wrestle.
Right. If you've got an injury, it's going to show up here. If you got the biggest devastation to a wrestling team is the flu.
Mm-hmm.
I've had some of my best teams be hit with the flu 1 week, and we lose to somebody or don't do a good in an imitation like we should have done. And it's just amazing the strength that is sapped from you when you have the flu or some kind of cold or sickness. You can't breathe, and there's one thing you got to be able to do. You got to be able to breathe out there and rest on that, because you're pushing whatever your weight is. You're pushing that, and I don't know too many other people that can push their own body weight and bench their own body weight, but these wrestling guys can do it, and they control it all day here. Still in the second period, Jason's in control. Franklin County, it looks like he's going to get an escape here, and with 1 minute left to go in the period, he picks up his second point, and the score is now 4-2 in favor of Jason McAfee of Madison.
Now this match, they're up in the air a lot more than they are on the mat.
Right. I think both boys feel that their strength is neutral position takedowns, and Jason was lucky the first time to get the takedown and a near fall right off the point there. They go out of bounds back to the middle, and it's obvious to me that both these guys wrestle a lot of freestyle during the summer, and so they're very comfortable on their feet and knowing what they're going to do. The boy takes a shot. Jason's got a little strength there, as you can see. Been trying to counter the takedown attempt by Franklin County, and it's important. The statistics point out over the years that the guy who gets the first takedown, more often than not, is usually the eventual winner of the match. And so we really concentrate on takedown. We did a lot of takedown work in practice. I would say 40 to 50% of our practices are takedown combinations, takedown techniques, and counters to takedowns and that kind of stuff to be able to do it. And there you just saw Jason countering a technique, and unfortunately would have had the takedown, but they went out of bounds. You got to have at least 2 feet in bounds before you score the point.
So mentally,
he did get the takedown.
I guess mentally too, it's an advantage to take down.
Oh yeah,
that shows you're more in control.
Right, and that boy is able to get an escape. Jason's not able to control him very well. And with 10 seconds to go here in the second period, we have a score 6-3 in favor of Jason McAfee and Madison. Good match. Jason's doing real well here. He's almost got another takedown. He's not able to get around, and notice he goes out of bounds, and it's no good, even though he got control because they went out of bounds, and the period's over. Moving into the third period now, 6-3 Jason McAfee, a 3-5 record. I'm sure we'll see him back here in Madison for the regional in 3 weeks.
Now, Carl, what constitutes out of bounds? The body?
Right, where your supporting points, your hands, your knees, your shoulders, if they're out of bounds, you're out of bounds. And that's why a takedown sometimes is a judgment call by a referee, because you have to keep 2 feet in when you go near the edge of the mat for it to be counted as a takedown. Sometimes you'll have control, but one foot will be outside the line, the other foot will be in, so it's no takedown.
Okay.
Jason started the bottom in his third period, and he was able to get an escape, and he now leads the match 7-3, getting 1 point escape. And so they're back up in the neutral position. We've got 1 minute and 37 seconds left to go in this 140-pound weight class. Pointing out to the people, we have 14 weight classes in wrestling now. For many years, we had 12, then they went to 13, and now they have 14 weight classes. And that's an attempt by the ITSA and the National Wrestling Federation to watch the weight problem. I'm sure some of the people might have noticed this year that there were 3 deaths in collegiate wrestling due to varying circumstances. And so, again, they're looking real closely at the loss of weight that's brought about in wrestling and people trying to make weight and get down to a certain weight class and stuff like that. Of course, the IHSA has outlawed saunas and rubber suits and bondle suits years ago when I was a coach, and so that's not allowed in state wrestling. College, they're a little more lenient with things, but I'm pretty sure you're going to see a crackdown on that too there due to the recent tragedies in wrestling up in Michigan, and to really appreciate, and it is one of the finer sports in high school sports.
We're down to a minute left in the third and final period here.
Right, and when Jason's leading 7-3, a real good match here. This boy's a pretty good technician too, but Jason's able to counter everything he does. Jason does have a little bit of strength, and strength always helps in any sport you're doing, and so he's able to counter and come right back on the offensive, trying to get the takedown himself here. And it looks like it could be a win for Jason, and he needs this. He needs a little Saturday confidence with the win in the conference. I'm sure it's going to help him. He has some dreams and everything to make it a state like Dustin and Derik have done. So, being a sophomore, I'm sure he can accomplish this if he works a little bit hard and keeps on getting better shape and everything like that. So we're counting on big things from Jason, and looks like he's beating a real tough opponent here, Aaron Lambert of Franklin County, with 20 seconds to go, 7-3. They're both still in a neutral position, trying to get takedowns. Jason's going for a bear hug, and he's able to get the guy down, but he's his 1 foot. Bentz gives it to him. Looked like to me, it was a kind of block there, but it looked like to me Jason's foot was out, but he gave a 2-point takedown, so now Franklin County has to go down. The score is 9-3 with 15.1 seconds to go. And Jason signals to the referee that he's going to use the optional start. This started a couple years ago, where they're able to just put their hands on the back and give the kid a quick escape and puts him back up in neutral position. That just goes to show you where Jason thinks his strength is at up in the stand-up position here. They go out of bounds, and so with 9 seconds to go, we have a 9-4 score. This boy is a gamer from Franklin County. He's on trying. He hasn't given up. He's fighting hard, but Jason's able to counter and takes him down for 2 points.
Oh, out of time or either hand.
And he runs out of time before he had him on his back, but he's not able to get it. And the final score is going to be 11-4, Jason McAfee. And that moves the team score up to 20-15 Madison.
And we're getting ready for the next match here.
But there seems to be some confusion, so I think it'd be a good time to go back to Works 97.6 for a message from our sponsors.
All those who forgot Valentine's Day last year, raise your hand. Now, turn your car around and head to Fountain of Flowers. It's not too early to order a special arrangement for the one you love. Fountain of Flowers can help you decide between traditional roses, carnations, lilies, even planters. Add balloons for an extra special touch. Fountain of Flowers is located on Michigan Road on Madison's Hilltop, or you can call 273-6100. That's 273-6100. Oh yeah, while you're there, you better pick up a bouquet today. To make up for last year.
Back again at Connor K. Somm Gymnasium for wrestling on WORX. Here is Carl.
And we're at the 140-pound, 5-pound weight class. For Madison, we have our junior high coach's son, Ryan Mitchell, who's a sophomore, and he's going against a sophomore also from Franklin County by the name of Ryan Thompson. Ryan Thompson has a 15-2 record and was a regional qualifier last year. Ryan Mitchell has an 11-12 record. He's a lot better wrestler than that, but he has had an injury all year long. he hurt his back in football, and he gets it better. We go out and wrestle, hurts it a little bit again. So he's a gutsy performer. He's doing a real great job for us, just being able to go out there. And he's moved between 140 and 145 all year, wherever he needed him. And same thing he did last year for us, and did a great job last year as a freshman. So Ryan's doing a real great job, and right now he's going to lose a takedown. Almost was able to counter out of it, but wasn't able to get that hip around. And he's down with 20 seconds to go in his first period in a 145-pound weight class, 2-0 to Ryan Thompson. Both sophomores here. Ryan Thompson has a much better record, 15-2 versus a 11-12 record, but Ryan was able to get out of bounds there with 9 seconds to go, and with 2-0 here to go, he's going to get a fresh start and hope. And what the coaches try to tell their guys right now here, Bill, is to get a point, try to get an escape, try to make it, get that point and bring it a little closer. Looks like the Franklin County boy has a shoulder injury. He has some tape on that shoulder there, so maybe that'll help us down the road here. But he looks awful strong, and as I said, even though a sophomore, they've been through the program. Ryan's been wrestling a number of years. He comes from a wrestling family, so he knows what he's doing. Here at the end of the first period, we're 2-0. Ryan has choice. He defers, and Franklin County takes down in the second period.
Just an interpretation from somebody who's never been to a wrestling match. It's not as violent as somebody might think. It's a much more controlled bout.
Oh, yeah, it's, as I pointed out earlier, it's very controlled. There's certain moves you can do. There's certain infractions you can't do. You can't lock hands. You can't put in a full Nelson. You can't do any of those things you see on Monday Night Nitro.
So we won't be yelling, "Oh, driver!"
No, you won't be doing that. It's get an escape, stand up, explode, those type of things. A message you try to get your kids thinking about what they have to do, and you try to get them to foresee one or two moves in advance so they can, what we call chain wrestling. We're in the middle of the second period here with 1:10 to go, and Ryan Mitchell is in control of the Franklin County boy. Although he's behind 2-0, Ryan's looking pretty good right here, and hopefully next period when he has down, he's able to get some points. He's putting the legs in now and trying to keep control of Franklin County. Franklin County is almost being able to get out here. If he's able to grab Ryan's head, Ryan's going to be in a little problem here. So Ryan's holding on for dear life here with a minute to go, and he's in trouble. He wasn't able to shoot his hips out, and Franklin County has him on his back, going for the pin. Ryan's on his back here. Franklin County looks like he's got a real strong hold on Ryan, and probably going to get it here with plenty of time to go. We've got 40 seconds to go here, and we really wasn't expecting this boy to get a pin against Ryan. Ryan's hard to pin. But he's fighting it, yeah. It's amazing what some of these guys can do, the determination in there. But that weight's hard to hold up there sometimes when you can see that he's up on his knees, he's up on his ankles, and he's leaning everything he can into putting that weight on those shoulders and jerking on that head. And we've got 18 seconds to go. And then there's the pin, and Franklin County wins with 16.2 seconds left in this period. So, of Franklin County.
And so the score now would stand at what?
I'm working on that. So that gives them 6. They get 21, and we have 3. 21-20 Franklin County right at the moment, going into the 152-pound weight class.
I'm glad you know that, Carl, because I have no idea what you just added up there, but I trust you.
At 152 for Madison, we have a junior by the name of Jeff Gray, has a 17-9 record, but he's going probably against Franklin County's best wrestler. The transfer from Connorsville, Tecumseh Hatfield, 24-2, a senior, who qualified for the semi-state last year. So this might be the case where we told Jeff to go out there and don't get pinned. Tecumseh is a real tough wrestler. I've been watching him now for 4 years. First 3 at Connorsville, and I think he qualified for the semi-state when he was a freshman. So he's had a lot of success. He knows what he's doing, and he's a veteran wrestler, and I'm sure Coach Wee Wee's expecting him to get a pin for his club here.
The Madison wrestler's giving all he can.
Right, he's down 2-0 right now. A minute to go in the first period. But when you got a veteran wrestler, when one thing don't work, you switch to another. I'm just hoping Jeff's an awful strong farm boy, and I'm just hoping he's able to maintain and stay out of it. And it looks like Tecumseh's got him in the cradle. That's one of Jeff's favorite moves, so maybe he knows how to stay out of it, but he's giving up back points right now, and he's in danger of getting pinned. There's 40 seconds left to go. Now, Tecumseh's got it on there strong, and Jeff Gray's in a little trouble right here, ladies and gentlemen. And with 30 seconds to go, things aren't looking too good for Madison, and we might go down a little further here. We knew we were going to be in a tough match for Franklin County, giving up 12 points as far as the two weight classes out, 112 and 130 points is concerned in forfeits. Anytime you give up 12 points to a class act like Franklin County, it's going to be to your disadvantage. Well, Jeff is able to fight out of that, believe it or not, and so with 20 seconds to go, he's still alive here, although he is down 5-0 in the first period.
But that was something to come out of that hold.
Yeah, because Tecumseh looked like he had it in there real tight, and, you know, a cradle is the primary move in wrestling, and to be able to fight out of that, you got to know what you're doing. So, you know, Jeff's improved a heck of a lot this year as a junior. He showed a lot more stamina. Last year he would look real good the first two periods and die the third period because he wasn't in shape. So I think he learned a little bit last year, and his record shows that he's doing a good job, has a 17-9 record, and placed in the Hoosier Conference this last Saturday at Bedford North Lawrence. He's making an attempt to get a reversal. Tecumseh Hatfield was able to block it, and so at the end of the first period here, we're going to go down, and Tecumseh turned him over, and the referee is going to give 2 near-fall points, and the score is going to be 7-0 at the end of the first period in this 152-pound weight division.
And they're getting set to start the second period. They don't give him much of a rest in between.
No, there's no rest. As a matter of fact, if they ever end up in a tie after the 6 minutes, they got 30 seconds to get right into another 2-minute tiebreaker. And so, no, you have to be in shape and be wrestling. That's why I pointed out to you the swimming and the wrestling thing, two of the hardest programs to be in, and sometimes that scares some kids off and they don't come out because they know when you come out for those sports you have to work. So we're here in the second period with 1:30 to go, and Tecumseh Hatfield of Franklin County has a 9-0 lead in this 152-pound weight class. As I said, this is, you know, you kind of have to be realistic in wrestling and realize when you got a senior with the record that Tecumseh has and his background, and in fact he's been to the semi-state 4 years running and everything, you just have to face the reality and just tell Jeff, go out there and do the best you can and try not to give him 6 and save its points for the team, as I'm sure they did back at 135 against Tom Cope. Mm-hmm. Got a minute left in this period. The crowds have been really great today, and you know, they're not wrestling knowledge because they're yelling at the right time and urging the guys on. And when it looks like a Madison wrestler might be able to be turning something, and they urge them on, and so things are, you know, real fine here today. And it's a joy just to see the people here. The stands are pretty full, and the boys appreciate the support from the fans, and I'm sure the coaches do too.
Well, I think everybody should come out and see at least one wrestling match. It really doesn't take that long. It's just continuous action.
Yeah, it's not like, I forget, you know, people don't like watching baseball because they say it's boring. I mean, see, there's no time out here. You know, you're going from one weight class to the next, and it's continuous action. You know, and Madison, you know, people have something to be proud of in this program. As I pointed out at the beginning of the show, I think the last 4 years, these seniors, Cope, Bentz, and Black have contributed to an 83-15 record, and 2 conference championships the last 2 years, 2 regional championships the last 2 years, 2 sectionals, and they're the first sectionals Madison's ever won. That's probably the only black mark I have during my coaching career. I wasn't able to win a sectional.
Yeah, but you were the one that set it all up for the future, right?
Well, I hope that I'd like to take a little bit of credit for it, but not too much, you know. I started the junior high program, and I started the Little League program, but these guys have done a great job in taking it over. And, of course, I still have a strong feeling for the program. I'm up at practice, and I keep the history and do this when I can, and I make the announcements during the regular meet. So I still like being involved. And, of course, Kenny Bruner was my student teacher and was my assistant coach, and Ray Black was my assistant coach. So, you know, they welcome me, and I appreciate it. Jeff Gray's able to score a point on the third period, and now is a 9-1 scorer, and he's at deficit with 1:40 to go. So he's able to stay off his back from Tecumseh, and I'm sure the coaches are happy about that. And, if he's able to watch himself, he's not even going to give him a 5-point win. So that might help us out in the long run here.
If he can just stay on top like he is now, that can be very good.
Right. But I knew Tecumseh was going to do that, and he gets the takedown and now leads 11-1 with 1:20 to go in this third period. So Jeff has to stay off his back here because right now it's only a 3-point win, but Tecumseh knows what he's doing, and Jeff goes on his back, used an arm bar to take him over, and Ben Schroeder's down there counting out the near fall, and Jeff's got a minute to stay off his back to get the shoulder blades off the mat so he doesn't get pinned. You notice old Tecumseh there trying to bounce around a little bit, trying to get those shoulder blades down, and that's what you want them to do, is kind of rock back and forth, because what they're doing is just sealing their own doom of fate there, because they're rocking themselves right into that mat. And
Jeff's doing all he can to keep himself twisted up.
Yeah, he's trying to get his legs over and everything, but I tell you, I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to do it.
And what can you do?
You can't. You got to. There's things you can do. You try to scissor your legs. You try to get your arms through underneath his body and through and over like that. But a veteran wrestler like Tecumseh, as you can see, holding that arm out there, is not going to let him get that arm out. And he's bouncing up and down. He's trying to do his best, get chest to chest. It looks like Jeff might hold on. He's got 15 seconds.
He can do it.
It'll be a 4-point win for Franklin County, and that'll save 2 points. So that'll be great, because I'm sure they were expecting 6 here. 2 seconds to go. 1 second to go. Okay.
He did it.
14-1, Franklin County. And that's kind of a moral victory, to be honest with you there. That now makes the score 24-20.
So it's getting closer and closer. We'll be back with more action here from Connor K. Som Gymnasium on Works 96.7 FM, WORX.
All those who forgot Valentine's Day last year, raise your hand. Now, turn your car around and head to Fountain of Flowers. It's not too early to order a special arrangement for the one you love. Fountain of Flowers can help you decide between traditional roses, carnations, lilies, even planters. Add balloons for an extra special touch. Fountain of Flowers is located on Michigan Road on Madison's Hilltop, or you can call 273-6100. That's 273-6100. Oh yeah, while you're there, you better pick up a bouquet today. You know, to make up for last year.
You're listening to another sports exclusive on your sports station, WORX, Madison.
High school wrestling tonight on WORX, and here with the call is Carl Schaum.
Okay, Bill, we're in the 160-pound weight class. And from Madison, we have Aaron Perry, a senior with a 17-10 record, was a runner-up in last week's Hoosier Hills Conference at Bedford North Lawrence last Saturday. And for Franklin County, we have a junior by the name of Nick Hollon with a 14-10 record. And we're in the first minute of the first period of the 160-pound weight class, and the score is 0-0. Aaron made a nice real shot there, but they go out of bounds before he's able to get control. As you can see, Aaron is a well-built young man out there, and this is his first year on the varsity squad, and that strength of his has really helped out and really surprised the coaches and himself, I believe, on how well he's doing this year.
And this, of course, is senior year. It's last year.
Yeah, it's last year, and so, but, you know, that happens in wrestling because if you're an athlete, we can make you a wrestler.
There you go.
Franklin County is able to get a takedown against Aaron, leads 2-0 here with 20 seconds left to go in the first period of the 160-pound weight class. Takedowns, as we pointed out earlier, are usually, like you say, a little psych job, a little advantage, and sometimes it pays the way, and statistics show that many times the guy who gets the first takedown is the winner. Here at the end of the first period, score 2-0 with Nick Hallen of Franklin County leading.
And this is the 160 weight class?
160 pounds.
And there are, what, 4 more weight classes to go?
After this one, we have 4 more weight classes, right? 171, 189, 215 in heavyweight. And, of course, the heavyweight is our own Dustin Bentz, ranked number 1 in the state. And he's going against somebody that's ranked number 12 in the state. So
should be a good match.
Should be a good match. And to be honest with you, Dustin hasn't had very much competition this year. And so it might be something to be excited about. I'm looking down at those cheerleaders down there. I'm sure they're used to this, their first wrestling match. I'm sure some of them, because this is the first one we've had at home on a weekday. So,
how do you cheer at a wrestling match?
I don't think, there's not very many cheers. I'm sure they have. Some schools have mat maids and restaurettes that come around and pound pound their mats they bring to sit on, but there's really not too much you can say. Although they're doing one right now, so it's good to see that, and I'm tickled to death to see him out here. Scores 3-0 here in the second period between Aaron Perry of Madison and Nick Hollon of Franklin County, 160 pounds. Aaron's trying to get the takedown. He's behind 3-0, so he needs to start getting some points here with a minute to go left in the second period.
And they go out of bounds.
They go out of bounds. The referee brings it back to the middle. And haven't seen it yet today, but again, another thing that keeps things under control is the referee has stalling. You know, if those guys didn't hustle back to the middle and one guy kind of lagged behind and kept on doing, the referee would give a warning for stalling and then eventually might give a point away. And many times the stalling point has won a match for a guy.
So they keep it going.
They keep it going, right. You're not allowed to waste any time, and if you do, they'll hit you with a warning and sometimes a penalty point. Got a good match going here, 3-0. Nick Hollon of Franklin County leading with 30 seconds to go in the second period. Coaches there are yelling encouragement to Aaron. Oftentimes you'll see him looking over. As being the first year varsity wrestler, he doesn't have that much experience, and so he counts a lot on Coach Black, the technique coach for Madison Cubs, for about 14 years now, to give him a little help and give him a little strategy on what to do. And here at the end of the second period, we got a 3-0 score, Franklin County leading. Team score is 24-20, Franklin County, so we have 5 weight classes here, and so anything, it's still up for grabs, and we kind of knew it was going to be this tight getting into it.
And in the next 4 weight classes, Madison do well, or it'll be tough?
We have a couple good wrestlers. Of course, we've got Dustin and another senior by the name of Josh Kramer, who has a real good record this year. And one of our juniors that we're counting on for big things has an excellent record, Rodney Pettit. But they have some good wrestlers also. They're strong in those weight classes. So it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be who wants it more. Aaron's able to get an escape and get a point here. So the score was in third period here with 1 minute and 30 to go. It is 3-1.
Hey, and thank you to Jim Lee. Just brought us some soft drinks. Cool us down here.
Always appreciated.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and Jim's listening on the radio, says it really sounds good. But you know, when you have Carl doing the games, or the wrestling match, it really helps.
Aaron's going for the takedown. He almost had it, but it goes out of bounds, and I have to go back to the middle. Aaron's behind 3-1. That takedown would have tied it up. So, and that's one of his better things is being a takedown man. So with 1 minute and 9 seconds to go, and he's got to get that takedown tied up. And he's trying. Referee's right in there watching him. Coach Ray Black's encouraging him. Coach Kenny Bruner's encouraging him, trying to get him. But Nick Hollon's a junior, so he's been wrestling for a number of years, and he gets the takedown instead. And he now takes a 5-1 lead with 40 seconds to go, so things aren't looking too good here for Madison, 160-pound weight class. Aaron needs to move a little bit. He's down on the bottom now, needs to get some points, needs to get another escape and try to get takedown here. He's not making any mention of a move here.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Things aren't. Oh, he makes a great roll move. Gets a reversal. Gets a reversal. Great Peterson roll. Something I didn't think he had in his forte there, but he's able to do that. And he makes the score 5-3 to go with 23 seconds to go. He's on top, so...
Well, with that move, he certainly has a chance now.
Yeah, he put his spouse back in the ballgame here. So let's see what happens here. I don't know if he has the technique to be able to get the guy over on his back. Doesn't really have enough time. Wee over there in the Franklin County is telling him to stand up. Aaron tries almost a good move, almost had him on his back, but the kid was able to get back to his belly. Aaron's trying hard, and time's going to run out, and Aaron Perry's going to lose this match at 160 pounds with a score of 5-3, but I tell you, the kid really shows some improvement, and even though he lost, it wasn't too bad of a win. So at 160 pounds, Franklin County wins and takes a 27-20 lead.
And he really came on there at the last minute of this third period.
Yeah, if he had done that the first 2 periods, he might have been on the right edge of that score. We now move up to 171 pounds, and here we have junior Rodney Pettit with a 24-6 record against a sophomore by the name of Danny Kolter. Danny has an 18-6 record and came to the regional last year as a freshman. Both of them built pretty good, built pretty the same way here, so it'll be a good match here. And Rodney, he's trying to get takedown, and he's in a good position right now, and he gets a 2-point takedown. We really need this match from Rodney to do the job here, and he's able to get the 2 points. They go out of bounds, and they go back to the middle here. And looks like we got a timeout for Franklin County because of some blood. So we got a little break in the action.
We'll be back with more on Works 96.7 FM WORX.
All those who forgot Valentine's Day last year, raise your hand. Now, turn your car around and head to Fountain of Flowers. It's not too early to order a special arrangement for the one you love. Fountain of Flowers can help you decide between traditional roses, carnations, lilies, even planters. Add balloons for an extra special touch. Fountain of Flowers is located on Michigan Road on Madison's Hilltop, or you can call 273-6100. That's 273-6100. Oh yeah, while you're there, you better pick up a bouquet today. You know, to make up for last year.
Hey, blues fans, you got style, we got style. Join me, Rich Reese, every Monday night from 8 to 10 for Monday Night Blues on Works 96.7. You want music with soul, music with style. You want blues. And you get blues every Monday night from 8 to 10 on Works 96.7, sponsored by Elite Limo. When you're ready to go in style, call them at 265-LIMO. That's 265-LIMO.
Back here again at Connor K. Som Gymnasium, and it looks like they're taping up the the head of the Franklin wrestler.
Yeah, almost like in a cast there. I guess he must have some cut above on his forehead there, the way they taped it up, and they're breaking the time up. You get 2-minute injury time if you have an injury. If you bleed or anything, there's no injury time at all. You got all the time in the world to stop the bleeding. Back to action now, and Rodney let the boy up for a 1-point escape, and so the score is 2-1. I guess Rodney feels that he's able to get the takedown against this kid when he wants to, and so he let the boy up from the optional start, and the score is 2-1 with a minute to go here in the first period. This is 171 pounds, and we have 3 more weight classes after this, and the score is 27-20 Franklin County. So we need 3 wins out of the next matches to have it. Oh. Rodney's able to get a headlock hip throw and puts the guy on his back. He's getting near fall point. We'd like to see a pin here. If Rod's able to pin him, it'd be really great. The kid's able to get back to his belly and able to save himself from a fall. Rod gets a 2-point takedown and a 3-point near fall. The boy gets an escape, and the score is now 7-2 here in the first period. A lot of action in this first period here. Rodney's had 2 takedowns and near fall, and the boys had 2 escapes. So right now we're leaving, and we have the advantage 7-2 here in 171-pound weight class. 20 seconds to go in this first period. You know, the coaches, they think about strategy, and they knew it would get down here, so we're hoping that Rodney can do the job, and 2 of the other boys can come through, if not all 3 of them, to give us the points we need for a margin of victory. You know, an upset here on this kid with Rod doing such a good job would really be disappointing. Got a 7-2 score here at the start of the second period. It's Franklin County's choice. He takes down. You know, that's another thing in strategy here. Anytime a Madison kid's had a choice second period, we always defer because we like to have a choice in the third period, knowing where we need to go down or up or what we need to do. But I know this Franklin County, they use the old style, and they just take down, get those points early as possible. And he's able to stand up and get an escape against Rodney. Score moves to 7-3 here early in the second period. Back up in a neutral position. Both of them are standing and are trying to get a takedown here. The Franklin County boy has a lot of muscle definition, so he's got some strength. Rodney doesn't show any muscle definition, but he's a pretty strong boy. And he's been wrestling for us 3 years. Did a great job as a freshman. Had that sophomore jinx, you might say. Didn't do as good as did in freshman year, but he's really come on strong this year and has a 24-6 record. And so he's doing real well. Kid's almost got a takedown, but Rodney's experience able to get him out. And so here with a minute to go in the second period, score is still 7-3. Both of them are struggling to get a takedown, and Rod gets Rodney threw him down, but the kid was able to counter. And Rodney's on his back. Could be a dangerous situation here. It's a real shame for Rodney to lose. He looks like he's in trouble. kid's got all his weight on top of Rodney's shoulders, and Rodney's in trouble here. And this would be a real upset for Madison right here if Rodney Pettit not able to get out of there. And he's fighting it, but it's not looking too good. 44 seconds to go here, so it's going to be awful hard. That kid just laying his belly right on his face. So, and Rodney Pettit goes down with a fall here with 38 seconds to go. So that really makes things difficult for Madison. The team score goes up to 33-20, moving into the 189-pound weight class.
Now, what will it take for Madison to come out with a win yet in this wrestling match?
Well, there's 18 points possible. They need to win all 3 of them, and 2 of them have to be by a fall. At 189 pounds, we have Josh Kramer, senior, with a 22-7 record, going against Tom Livengood of Franklin County, a 16-12 record. Livengood was a regional qualifier last year, and so it's going to be a tough task for Josh Kramer to do it. Let's hope he's up to the task. This is his last match at home if he doesn't win the qualify for the regional himself. So Livengood's got the advantage right now and trying to get Kramer down. Kramer's able to fight back out of it and he's going for the headlock hip throw. I tell you, that fall by Rodney there, it's a whole team effort, but that really hurt the situation, especially when they had a 7-2 lead, and it looked like he was going to be in control, and the Franklin County guy was able to roll him through and get the pin himself. So.
And Rodney's really fired up for this. When they went out of bounds, he ran right back to the
center of the match. He's a hustler, and I'm sure he knew what was riding on the line and how close the match was and everything like that. Got a minute here to go. The score is 0-0. Both Josh Kramer and Tom Livengood are fighting for control here in a neutral position. Neither one of them has shown any control yet as far as having an advantage. Livengood has had Kramer in trouble one time, and as I said, he's an experienced wrestler, so it's going to be a tough task for Josh. As I pointed out to you, we need 2 pins and we need another win here. We need all 3 victories now here with old Rodney Pettit going down for us. And that's going to be a tough task, although we're almost short of a win by Dustin, but in any sport, nothing's a sure thing.
That's right.
Got 20 seconds left to go here in the first period. The score is 0-0. Both boys struggling to get a takedown here. Josh is on top, and he does get a takedown by spinning behind and does get control and leads 2-0 here with 10 seconds left to go in the period. He's a tall, lanky guy and a pretty strong boy, and he's keeping control of the action right now and probably going to ride out Tom Livengood here in the first period and take a 2-0 lead into the second period. And that's exactly what happened. He, right there at the end, saw that he could get him on his back, and hopefully that'll give him a little confidence running the second period here. Heath defers for second period. So here in the second period, 2-0, Josh Kramer. Livengood's going to go down, and we'll start the action here again. And hopefully Josh will be able to, if Josh can pick up a pin, that'll put us back a little bit to where we were.
He really seems to come on toward the end of the period.
Yeah, he gets psyched up a little bit, but tell you, when he came out as a sophomore, I was wondering what he was doing on the mat. But last year he improved like nobody I've ever seen in my 20 years of wrestling experience. And this year, as his record points out, 22-7, he does a great job. Last year he was a 189-pounder, but due to having another wrestler, Quentin Lehigh, at 189 pounds, he wrestled most of his matches at 215 pounds. So it was just a fantastic action. He's working hard to get the ball on his back. He's got the leverage, but the kid is able to fight out of it. So here with a minute and 20 to go in the second period, score is still 2-0, Josh Kramer. He's working hard. Coach old Steve Mitchell over there yelling hard, trying to give him instructions. Coach Black, they all realize the importance of this match right here and how 6 points would help the team effort.
He's working to get him, and he goes around to his back.
And he's trying to do what we call a power half now. And he's not able to do it. As I'm sure old Franklin County, he's been around. He's wrestled. He wrestled against my Mike Barron in regional a number of years ago. He knows what he has to do, and he knows he's got a 13-point lead. And if he doesn't give up 6 points for a pin, he's almost pretty well short of a team victory here.
And we're getting down to the last 30 seconds of this period.
Getting down to 30 seconds of the second period. Still 2-0 in favor of Josh Kramer, but we need a pin here because we need 13 points, and 2 pins and a win give you 15. 3 wins only give you 9. So Josh has got good position now, trying to turn him over, and he's going to look like he's going to get some back points here. And he's getting back points. The kid's able to come out of it, still able to get back points, but I don't think there's enough time to get that pin that we need here. 4 seconds left to go, but we are going to get some back points. And it just gives Josh Kramer more confidence to show that he can do it. He gets a 3-point near fall and now takes a 5-0 lead here into the third period.
We'll have to see if in the third period he can get that pin.
All right, Coach Black's trying to tell him what to do. Coach Brenner's over there yelling instructions. And looks like they're going to put him down. And Kramer's going to go on top again. He seemed to do real well riding out. Usually when you need points, you go down on the bottom. But this time he's done real well riding him and is able to turn him on his back. So Coach Brenner decided to put him up again and keep with that strategy and hoping that he can turn him over and get the 6-point near fall.
And he's just doing everything he can, too.
Yeah, and old Livengood's trying to come out, trying to do a roll there, and had Kramer down for a minute, but Kramer was able to get his hips back up and roll over and do a good job. So we're into the third period here, 5-0 Josh Kramer, and he's going against Tom Livengood. He's trying to get that pin. I think everybody in the house realizes that Madison needs a pin or two here to bring him back into the team picture. And I think Kramer wants to do good in front of the whole folks here, and he's working hard, and he's turning the guy over. He's got the guy going on his back. He's picking up back points, and he's able to reverse the half and bring him back. Now he's got to lock it up. He's got a whole minute to lay there now. If he can get 6 points here, it really would help Madison's chances. We're going to have to count on Josh Honaker next, but he's going against a kid that doesn't have too good of a record. And got it. Josh Kramer gets the pin with 56 seconds left to go in his period. And that brings the score up to 33-26, and we move right into the 190-pound weight class. And
you know, I thought Ray Black was going to hit the ceiling when he jumped so high.
They realize the importance of it. Us coaches know what we figured out, and we know what we need. And Josh Kramer rose to the occasion there.
And now we've started our next match.
At 215 pounds, we have Josh Honaker making a throw here. Going for the pin real quick. If he gets this one, it could be a team victory, because I don't think Dustin's going to lose. You can see Dustin on the side over there. He's psyched up. So if Josh can lay it down there, we can have it. This kid's bridging. Look him up on his head there. Josh Honaker's trying to hang on, and Josh is in trouble. Josh has got the points, but he's got in trouble here to go out of bounds.
Yep. Now, this is going to be exciting.
Action's fast and furious here, Bill. I tell you. Josh Honaker going right out there and knew what he had to do, and he got 5 points there, 2 on his takedown, 3 near fall against Kris Boone, a senior from Franklin County with a 9-16 record.
And this is the second last match of the evening.
Right. Josh Honaker is a junior and has a 12-9 record. Didn't wrestle last year, wrestled his freshman year, wrestled junior high. So he's got a little experience, and he gets himself caught a lot of times. Lost a takedown there to the Franklin County boy. This Franklin County boy is a senior. He's been around, and even though his record doesn't show it,
high score now.
He's not that bad. High score. Josh Honaker is able to get an escape and takes a 6-5 lead here with a minute to go in the first period. 11 points already here in the first period, Bill. A lot of action going on, and people are starting to get excited because they know that Madison needs a win here for Dustin to be able to come through and bring out a team victory. Dustin's used to that. We've been doing that to him for 4 years.
And this, this wrestling match just keeps going. It just is close the whole way.
6-5, 30 seconds to go. They go out of bounds. Team score is 33-26, ladies and gentlemen. If Josh Honaker is able to pull out a win here, that'll make it 33-29. And with Dustin coming along and hoping to get a pin, we can win the match 35-33. It's a little something you can plan on in wrestling where you can't do it in basketball. Josh is trying to go for a throw and misses it, and the Franklin County guys are able to take control and pick up a takedown there before they go out of bounds and takes a 7-6 lead here with 25 seconds left to go in the first period. This one's going to be, Bill, who comes down to the most strength, who has the most stamina at the end of the match here, and who can stay in shape and finish the match.
So they're really going at each other, back and forth.
Well, they're two pretty well stocky boys. Probably neither one of them weighs 215 pounds. They're probably wrestling that weight class because they can't beat the guy at 189, either one of them. So they're both up a weight class, and
all right, I'm not sure what happened. They gave a point to the Franklin County wrestler.
No,
they gave it was supposed to go to Madison.
Right,
there you go.
and now scores 7-7. Josh is able to get an escape, and they're up in a neutral position here, and the first period's going to run out with a 7-7 score.
Woo, that was exciting. We're getting ready, and they got the points right.
Green or red, and it's red's choice, which is Franklin County. Green's the home team, red's the guest, and Franklin County defers. It puts Honaker down, so he's got to get some points here so he can ride him out the third period. What makes it exciting now, Bill, not necessarily the caliber of wrestling out on the mat, but the fans know what's going on, the wrestlers know what's going on, the coaches knows what's going on, and everything's riding, you know?
Yes.
And it just adds to the atmosphere.
Everything is important now.
Yep. Sometimes, and that's why sometimes Coach Bruner's started a new thing a couple years ago. Usually you start out at 103 pounds and go up. Well, he's had a couple of matches this year where they started at the heavyweight and gone down.
Yeah. Ooh.
So the 103-pounder would know what it feels like to have the pressure riding on you.
That's a good experience for him.
Yeah. We're at 1:30 here in the second period, and the score is 7-7. Honaker's on the bottom. He made an attempt to get up, but the Franklin County boy was able to put him down. This has been Josh's problem. He hasn't had an escape or reversal capabilities too much this year, and he oftentimes gets himself in trouble by just sitting there, and then the opposing wrestler is able to get their arms in or something in and get near full point. Here again, Josh tried to make a roll, and the kid he did it so slow that the Franklin County Josh Honaker gets pinned, and that wraps the match up for Franklin County, giving them a 39-26 lead here with one match to go. Kind of surprised, kind of quick there, Bill.
Yeah, I thought this one would go all 3 periods.
Going into the heavyweight match here in a minute, and it's got Dustin Bentz, who is 29-0, ranked number 1 in the state, going against Kelly Fellure, a junior from Franklin County with a 21-5 record. Kelly is ranked 12th in the state.
Ooh, check out those socks. Are those legal? Is Dustin allowed to have socks like that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is.
He looks like Waldo.
It doesn't matter what socks he wears as long as he's got on the proper uniform. And here we are going into the heavyweight match. Madison does not have a chance to win team-wise, but Dustin spiked up, as you can see.
You're seeing the ranked number one in the state of Indiana, right. Dustin Bentz, wrestling here in Madison.
3-time Hoosier Hills Conference champion, was runner-up in the state last year. Only 2 losses were to the same kid last year, once in the semi-state, once in the state. Dustin made a throw here and has Fellure and gets a quick pin in 26 seconds of the first period.
That was really something.
And the match is over with a team score of Franklin County 39, Madison 32.
We'll be back with more from Connor K. Som Gymnasium on Works 96.7 FM WORX.
All those who forgot Valentine's Day last year, raise your hand. Now, turn your car around and head to Fountain of Flowers. It's not too early to order a special arrangement for the one you love. Fountain of Flowers can help you decide between traditional roses, carnations, lilies, even blazers. Add balloons for an extra special touch. Fountain of Flowers is located on Michigan Road on Madison's Hilltop, or you can call 273-6100. That's 273-6100. Oh yeah, while you're there, you better pick up a bouquet today. You know, to make up for...
Museum for the high school wrestling match of the evening here on WORX, as Franklin County has traveled to Madison and defeated the Cubs in a team sport, but we've had some outstanding wrestling. Carl Schomp.